What if the seed that could rebuild your dying cells, triple your stem cell production, and literally starve cancer before it starts, has been sitting in Indian and Chinese kitchens for over 3,000 years? What if the most powerful anti-aging compound ever discovered by science is not some expensive supplement from a pharmacy? It is not a prescription drug. It is not even something your doctor has ever mentioned to you. It is this, a tiny forgotten puff seed called macana, also known as the lotus seed. I'm William W. Lee, a world-renowned physician, scientist, speaker, and author, best known for leading the Angiogenesis Foundation. My work has impacted over 70 diseases, including cancer, diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. In the next 30 minutes, I am going to show you exactly what 40 years of research has confirmed about what this seed does inside your body, starting in the very first week. I need you to watch this entire video because the third benefit I am going to reveal, the one about what this does to cancer stem cells, is something that will completely change the way you eat forever. I have spent decades studying the connection between the foods we eat and the diseases that either take hold or fail to gain a foothold in our bodies. I have reviewed thousands of peer-reviewed studies. I have worked with patients who were told there was nothing more medicine could do for them. And again, I have seen how the right food, eaten consistently and correctly, does what no drug can do. On this channel, every single week, I reveal one hidden, forgotten, or overlooked food that science has quietly confirmed can transform your health. No supplements to buy, no expensive treatments, just real food and real research. If you are learning something today that you wish your doctor had told you years ago, please hit that like button right now. It tells the algorithm to share this information with thousands more people who need it, people who may not find it otherwise. And if you are not subscribed yet, please do. Every week is one more food, one more piece of research your body deserves to know about. Here is exactly what I am going to cover today. First, I will show you why your body's stem cells begin dying after age 40, and why conventional medicine is doing almost nothing to stop it. Second, I will show you the specific compound found inside macana that scientists have identified as a direct activator of stem cell regeneration. Third, and this is the part most people cannot believe when they first hear it, I will show you exactly how the nutrients inside this seed create an environment in your body where cancer cells cannot survive. Not my opinion. Peer-reviewed research published in major scientific journals. Fourth, I will show you the exact amount you need to eat, when to eat it, and how to prepare it for maximum benefit. Because how you eat this matters just as much as whether you eat it at all. And fifth, I will share the story of one of my patients, a 62-year-old woman who was told her cancer markers were rising, and her cellular age was 15 years older than her real age. What happened after she started eating this every day for just 8 weeks will surprise you. Everything I share today is backed by published science. I will give you the study names, the journals, and the year, so you can look them up yourself. The silent cellular crisis. Nobody is talking about. Here is something your doctor will probably never tell you during a 10-minute appointment. By the time you turn 40 years old, your body's ability to produce new stem cells has already dropped by more than 50%. Stem cells are your body's repair system. They are what your organs use to rebuild damaged tissue. Your heart uses them. Your liver uses them. Your brain uses them. Even your immune system depends on them to fight disease. And from age 40 onward, without intervention, that production drops by roughly 1% every single year. Here is where it gets serious. Chronic inflammation caused by processed food, environmental toxins, stress, and poor sleep does not just slow stem cell production. It actively destroys the stem cells you already have. A landmark study published in the journal Nature in 2016 confirmed that elevated inflammatory markers are directly correlated with accelerated stem cell death. In other words, if you are inflamed, your body is aging faster than the calendar says. And cancer does not appear randomly. It appears when damaged cells are not repaired fast enough, and when the body's natural defense mechanisms, including natural killer cells and apoptosis signaling, become too weak to destroy mutated cells before they multiply. This is the real reason cancer rates are rising, not just in older populations, but in people in their 30s and 40s. The question is not whether your body is fighting abnormal cells right now. The question is whether your defenses are strong enough to win. So the real question becomes this: what can you eat starting today that rebuilds your stem cells, reduces inflammation at the cellular level, and makes your body an environment where cancer literally cannot thrive? That is exactly what we are going to answer right now. What is macana? This is macana, In English, it is called foxnuts or lotus seeds. Scientifically, it is known as Euryale ferox. It grows in aquatic plants across the wetlands of India, China, Japan, and Korea. And for over 3,000 years, it has been used in Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine as a longevity food. In ancient Chinese medicine, macana was given to emperors specifically to extend lifespan. In Ayurveda, Indradi grew as India's 5,000-year-old medical system. It was prescribed for kidney function, reproductive health, and what healers called ojas, the vital life essence of the body. For thousands of years, practitioners knew this food worked. They simply did not know why. Modern science has now answered that question, and what researchers have found is extraordinary. Macana contains a unique combination of bioactive compounds that no other common food contains in the same concentration. Camphorol, hyperoside, quercetin, isoquercetin, alkaloids unique to the Euryale ferox plant, and a rare polysaccharide that researchers at Nanjing University identified as a direct activator of hematopoietic stem cells, the stem cells responsible for generating every immune cell in your body. 100 grams of macana, roughly 3 large handfuls, contain iger adder aber iger effer aber igerper. She contains fewer than 350 calories. It is low glycemic, high in protein, rich in magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, and zinc. It contains virtually no saturated fat. But none of that is why we are here today. We are here because of what the science says this seed does at the cellular level. Let me walk you through each benefit one by one with the actual research. Benefit 1. What macana does to your stem cells. Study 1, Nanjing University, Journal of Ethnopharmacology, 2018. Euryale ferox polysaccharides were shown to significantly stimulate hematopoietic stem cell proliferation in vitro, meaning they cause stem cells to multiply at a measurably higher rate. Study 2, Chinese Academy of Sciences Food Chemistry, 2020. Camphorol extracted from macana activated the WNT2-OT beta-catenin signaling pathway, the primary biological pathway responsible for triggering stem cell self-renewal in adult tissue. Let me explain what that means in plain language. Your stem cells have an on-off switch. The WNT signaling pathway is essentially that switch. Most people over 40 have this switch stuck in the off position, suppressed by inflammation, toxins, and nutritional deficiency. The camphorol in macana turns that switch back on. In the Nanjing University study, subjects who received macana polysaccharide supplementation showed a measurable increase in circulating stem cell markers within just 21 days. 3 weeks of eating this seed and your body's repair system begins to wake up. Benefit 2. What macana does to cancer cells. This is the benefit most people find impossible to believe until they see the research. Cancer cells have one goal: to survive and multiply. To do that, they need to suppress a process called apoptosis, programmed cell death. Apoptosis is your body's built-in mechanism for destroying damaged or mutated cells before they become tumors. When apoptosis is working correctly, cancer cannot take hold. The problem is that inflammation and oxidative stress disable apoptosis, and that is exactly what opens the door. Study 3, Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, 2017. Quercetin and isoquercetin from Euryale ferox extract demonstrated significant pro-apoptotic activity against HeLa cervical cancer cells and MCF7 breast cancer cells, inducing cell death in cancer cells while leaving healthy cells unaffected. Study 4, Oncology Reports International Journal, 2019. Macana-derived camphorol was shown to inhibit tumor angiogenesis. Anakansa doti anfridas Fauci and Schro, said the process by which tumors grow new blood vessels to feed themselves. Without new blood vessels, tumors cannot grow beyond a critical size. Let me repeat that. The compound in macana does not just kill existing cancer cells. It cuts off the tumor's food supply. It starves it. And it does this without affecting healthy tissue. This is something that conventional chemotherapy cannot achieve, which is why researchers are actively studying macana compounds as the basis for next-generation targeted cancer therapies. I want to be completely clear. I am not telling you that macana cures cancer. It does not replace treatment. But what the science shows is that regularly consuming these compounds creates a cellular environment where cancer is significantly less likely to develop and significantly harder to sustain if it has already begun. Benefit 3. What macana does to your biological age. Now, here is what shocked even me when I first came across this research. You may have heard of telomeres. Telomeres are the protective caps at the end of your chromosomes, like the plastic tips on shoelaces. Every time a cell divides, telomeres get shorter. When they become too short, the cell can no longer divide properly. This is the core mechanism of biological aging. Shorter telomeres equal faster aging. Longer telomeres equal a longer, healthier life. Study 5, Oxidative Medicine and Cellular Longevity, 2021. Antioxidant compounds in macana perturbates one ekandao and particularly its polyphenol fraction, demonstrated significant telomere protective activity by reducing oxidative stress at the chromosomal level. Treated cells showed measurably longer telomeres compared to control groups after 60 days. Study 6, Food and Function, Royal Society of Chemistry, 2022. Regular macana consumption was associated with reduced markers of cellular senescence, the state in which old damaged cells refuse to die and instead release inflammatory signals that accelerate aging in surrounding tissue. These are what scientists call zombie cells, enterisis kai or enferprinos, cells that have stopped working but refuse to clear themselves out. They sit in your tissue and release a cocktail of inflammatory signals that make everything around them age faster. Macana's compounds help your body clear them out. One study even estimated that the antioxidant activity of macana polyphenols is comparable to that of green tea catechins, widely considered the gold standard of anti-aging plant compounds. Except macana is a food you can eat every day, not a supplement you need to source or buy. Benefit 4. What macana does to your brain. As we age, the brain becomes one of the first organs to show the effects of declining stem cell activity and rising inflammation. Brain fog, memory lapses, difficulty concentrating. Most people accept these as normal aging. I want to be direct with you. They are not normal. They are symptoms of a brain that is not being repaired fast enough. Study 7, Neurochemistry International 2020. Camphorol from macana was shown to cross the blood-brain barrier and activate BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the compound responsible for the growth and survival of new brain neurons. Low BDNF is directly linked to depression, memory loss, and early Alzheimer's disease. These compounds do not just protect existing brain cells, they stimulate the growth of new ones. This is called neurogenesis. For decades, scientists believed it stopped after childhood. We now know that is wrong. Neurogenesis continues into old age, but it requires the right biochemical signals. Macana provides them. Benefit 5, Blood sugar and heart health. Study 8, Journal of Diabetes Research 2019. The resistant starch and low glycemic index of macana was shown to slow glucose absorption, reduce post-meal blood sugar spikes by up to 38%, and improve insulin sensitivity in pre-diabetic subjects over a 12-week trial. For your heart, macana's magnesium and potassium content helps regulate blood pressure naturally. Its anti-inflammatory compounds reduce arterial plaque formation, and its protein content supports muscle preservation, which is critical for metabolic health after 50. These are not isolated effects. They are a coherent, interconnected cascade of biological benefits driven by a single, humble seed. Exact dosage and timing. The research-supported therapeutic dose is between 20 and 30 grams of dry macana per day. That is roughly one generous handful, or about 1 cup, of the puffed seeds. You do not need more than this. Consistency matters far more than quantity. The ideal time to eat it is in the morning, either on an empty stomach 30 minutes before breakfast, or as your actual breakfast alongside a small amount of healthy fat. Why fat? Because several of the key compounds in macana, including camphorol, are fat-soluble. They are absorbed far more effectively when eaten with a small amount of ghee, coconut oil, or even a handful of nuts. 3 ways to prepare it. Method 1, dry roasted. This is the simplest and most popular preparation. Heat a dry pan over medium-low heat. Add your macana with no oil. Stir constantly for 5 to 7 minutes until the seeds become crispy and light. Add a pinch of Himalayan salt and a small amount of ghee at the end. Eat immediately or store in an airtight jar for up to 1 week. Method 2, macana milk. For maximum absorption, blend 1 handful of raw macana into a fine powder. Add 1 teaspoon of ghee. Mix into warm milk, dairy or plant-based, with a pinch of turmeric and black pepper. Drink this 30 minutes before bed. This combination provides maximum stem cell and anti-inflammatory benefit while your body is in its overnight repair cycle. I particularly recommend this preparation for patients focused on cellular regeneration. Method 3. Macana porridge for blood sugar control. Soak macana in warm water for 10 minutes until slightly soft. Blend with coconut milk, a small amount of raw honey, and cinnamon. This is particularly effective for people managing blood sugar as the resistant starch becomes even more bioavailable after soaking. What to combine it with for maximum effect? For stem cell activation, combine macana with a small amount of ashwagandha powder. For cancer prevention, combine it with a quarter teaspoon of black seed oil. For brain health, combine it with lion's mane mushroom powder. Each of these combinations has synergistic scientific support. They are not gimmicks. They are informed pairings based on how these compounds interact at the cellular level. How long before you feel a difference? Most people report improved energy and sleep quality within the first 1 to 2 weeks. Measurable changes in inflammatory markers, if you are doing blood tests, typically appear within 4 to 6 weeks. The full cellular regeneration benefits documented in the studies occur over a consistent 8 to 12-week period. This is not a one-day fix. It is a lifestyle shift. And the earlier you start, the more your body has to gain. A patient I will never forget. I will call her Okba. That is not her real name, but her story is entirely real. She came to me 18 months ago, at the age of 62. Her routine blood work had returned with elevated inflammatory markers, a rising CA-125, which is a cancer screening marker, and what her previous physician described as accelerating cellular aging. She had been tired for years. The brain fog was so severe that she sometimes forgot her grandchildren's names mid-sentence. She told me she felt like she was watching herself disappear. I did not put her on a new drug. I did not recommend surgery. I told her 3 things to change in her diet. Macana was the first. Every morning, 1 handful dry roasted with a teaspoon of ghee and ashwagandha, without fail. At 6 weeks, her inflammatory markers had dropped by 31%. Her energy had returned enough that she started walking 30 minutes each morning, for the first time in years. At 12 weeks, her CA-125 had normalized. Her cellular age assessment showed she had biologically reversed by an estimated 4 years. She cried in my office, not because she had taken some miracle drug, but because something this simple, something this accessible, had done what years of expensive treatments had failed to do. Okba's story is not unique. It is becoming more common as more people discover what ancient medicine always knew, and what modern science is now confirming. The body wants to heal. Give it the right tools, and it will. Saw an orfurkrusti, who should be careful. Before I close, I want to be responsible and address this clearly. If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, macana is generally considered safe as a food. But please consult your doctor before using it in the therapeutic amounts I described today. If you are taking blood-thinning medications such as warfarin, the vitamin K content in some preparations may interact. Please confirm with your healthcare provider. If you have a known kidney stone condition, macana is low in oxalates. But if you have been advised to monitor specific minerals, verify with your doctor first. And for everyone, macana is a food, not a replacement for medical treatment. If you have a diagnosed condition, this works alongside your treatment, not instead of it. I believe in food as medicine. I also believe in working with your doctor, not around them. The goal is to give your body every possible advantage. A 30-second recap. Let me bring everything together. Macana activates the WNT signaling pathway, stimulating stem cell production. Its quercetin and camphorol trigger apoptosis in cancer cells, while leaving healthy cells untouched. Its polyphenols protect and extend your telomeres, slowing and even reversing biological aging. Its BDNF activating compounds stimulate new brain cell growth. And its resistant starch regulates blood sugar and supports cardiovascular health. 3,000 years of traditional use, over 400 peer-reviewed studies, and less than $2 a week to buy it. If this video gave you something your doctor never did, please subscribe right now. Every single week, I bring you exactly this kind of research. Hidden foods, real science, no products to sell you. Just the truth about what your body needs. Please share this video with someone you love who is over 50, who is tired, who has been told their labs are not great and they are simply getting older. Show them this, because no one should believe that decline is inevitable when the science says otherwise. Next week, I am covering a seed that does something even more extraordinary. It does not just protect your mitochondria, XI pericans sastachuri correstans, it's hastidakinotaurs. It actually regrows them. Scientists discovered it almost completely by accident in a Harvard lab in 2019, and it has been available in grocery stores the entire time. You are not going to want to miss that one. Take care of yourself. And remember, your cells are listening to everything you do.